Hey Seedly, how's it going? I think the reputation will go up later. I got a feeling you'll have to return to Defense Bay later. Possible.
Welcome!
I'm looking for militia records from times of Saints' War. Trying to find out what happened to someone. For the first time, he turns his full attention toward you, and his eyes flicker in recognition. Of course, that policy is for the general public. Exceptions can be made for those who have already proven their worth. He looks up at the shelf and withdraws a thick volume, shifting a layer of dust aside with his hand. The rosters are in the front, the inventories of the dead are in the back. He passes down to Eder's outstretched hands. Eder leaves through the book for some time anxiously, running his thick farmhand fingers over the page after page of names. At last his hand stops, his finger just below one name.
Woden Talish, died 18 Majaverno 2808. Third Battle of Cleaban Relog. Blazing Glonfather names, I swear. Rayet Saris? I'll be the effigy. He fought for Rayet Saris. Why'd he fight for Rayet Saris?
What does it matter? He was a traitor. That's gonna go well with Eder. I'm sure he had a good reason. I am too, he stares at the page, with his complexion drained. I am too.
We gotta go there. That battlefield. Clea... the one I said. I don't know how else I'm gonna make sense of all this. I gotta see what he saw. And who knows, maybe his spirit will even be there and you can have one of your weird talks with him. Even worth trying, right?
Don't waste my time with this nonsense. I'll help you any way I can.
I appreciate that. I wish I could say you won't regret it, but you certainly might.
Saints War battlefield with Eder. Cleaban Relog. So...
How do you do?
Woden Taylor.
Oh,
I'll be
same
the
description.
effigy. We gotta go there. And who knows, maybe his spirit will... I appreciate it.
So... Cleaban... something something? My thinking is it's somewhere here.
Hey.
Hello. Tell me about
Woden
that,
was
brother.
about everything you'd want your firstborn son to be. Dutiful, honest, put thought into everything he did. Real pain in my ass. Made me look bad about every way he could. It wasn't something he tried to do, but of course that just makes it worse. Not that he didn't get into trouble himself. He was just better about feeling guilty after. We used to have this farmer near us, Hereward. Couldn't stop talking about how well he cared for his chickens. How their feathers were the whitest in town. Convinced the butcher to pay him double what the other farmers got. Me and Woden got tired of hearing it. I was maybe 11, 12 at the time. We borrowed about 6 different dyes from the dyer one night. Dyed Hereward's chickens every color but white. Next morning, the butcher comes knocking, asking for 6 of his whitest chickens. We were feeling great, up until Hereward saw what we'd done. He just got on his knees and cried right there. All those colorful chickens around him not knowing what to make of it. I thought it served him right, but I could tell Woden had other thoughts. Sure enough, the next day, every one of those chickens had been scrubbed down. They weren't white, mind you, but Woden sure tried. Never said a word to me about it, but I knew. That was Woden. My parents, they always let us be who we were. Never told me to be more like him or anything like that. Which was good, because I was never gonna. What's on your mind?
Let's go.
As you wish. Huh?
Durford Crossing? Okay, thank you. Let's go there then. I was expecting it to be in the Clanfathan area. Like, most of the quest lines are pointing towards there, so it's like, you cannot complete this yet, you have to progress the game story a bit more to complete this. But yeah, let's go to an inn, rest because we are very fatigued, and then go to Durford Crossing, I guess. We should have most of the stuff done here. Where is well, actually, we can go. Let's pop to Durford village and rest there. See the scenery, some other beds. Rimworld updated. Oh yeah, there was a bug fix, the new patch.
I could use a wee kip.
Go escort her, that guy out. Find someone who knows about the ruins. You mean the ruins we were in earlier already? We may have done this too early. Well, at least it should be easy to get to the ruins now. Since everything there is more or less dead. You know about the ruins.
Good day, stranger.
No, you don't.
Welcome.
That is a mighty layer. 2 might, constitution and intelligence. Very nice buff. Can we just go into the ruins? Oh, feeling a bit tired. It might be actually I need food more than me being tired. Is my wife around? Can you warm me some pizza? Good nom nom some pizza and stream a bit longer, otherwise I have to stop.
I shall be discreet.
I could maybe half of the pizza. I don't think know if it fits the.
Pizza ei
Yeah, I want pizza. I might eat the roll as well. What did you say, ZRC? Durford Crossing north of it. Yeah. Well, you can do me another piece later on. But isn't this the Durford Crossing ZRC? Sure. Are you sure it's this one, ZRC, and not the... You mean the one with the graveyard, I think. which was, I think it's in the wood end or the eastern wood. Liamanrila is north of Deerfoot Crossing. How do you get there? Liamanrila, he wants to see the battlefield. Oh, maybe that... actually, is that the ruins I'm going to... My pizza is exploding in the microwave. Maybe that's the ruins. Let me see this CRZ. Okay, thanks. I just need to figure out how to get there. Thank you. Pizza delivery from my wife. I scared my wife today because I ordered a pizza and I had to go to the library, do some stuff there, and I knew that if I rang the doorbell when coming back home, my wife would be scared that, oh shit, it's the pizza guys, because she doesn't like answering door, and that she would be scared because of that, and I basically made her get a heart attack almost. Thanks to that. Eastern side of Durwood? Yeah, I'll try. Yeah, let's just do that. Do you have that Tabasco? You mean like here? Thank you.
Sitä on varmaan tässä vähän sekoittunut erityisesti.
From the area above the gate, okay. So basically where the drakes were. I have some habanero Tabasco. So good. You still know. Yeah, it doesn't still go there. It might be I need to do something to get that location. I'm gonna go talk about the ruins with some people. I think this is the quest I need to do. CRC. Who's familiar with the ruins?
How do you do?
Do you know anything about the Engwithan ruin nearby? Hard to throw a stone in the walls without knocking over some sacred Adra pillar. Smart travelers avoid them, but if you are really set on sightseeing, Björnmar could point you in the right direction. He keeps up with the little temple.
Hail,
Okay.
traveler.
Here. So this priest guy was not here last time, so he's gonna point me very likely to the ruins. So we can get Adar's quest done and also go to the ruins.
Out with you! I already told you what... I'm sorry. I thought you were one of those ruffians.
Someone has put this priest to the test, but one not nearly difficult enough by my amateur and amateur's work.
How may I help you?
What happened to you?
I never saw their faces. Strange hooded men asking about those ruins. Cleoban Relag. Most of the brigands who come through here asking about the ruins are looking for a few ancient trinkets. But these people knew the name, and they were in a hurry.
Ledenki.
They wanted to know where Cleoban Relag was. I tried to keep it from them, but I couldn't hold out forever. I don't know what they were up to, but it can't be good.
A lot looks at you, frowning. That does sound like the Legend Key, doesn't it? Can you tell me where to find the ruins?
The Glanfathen tribe that guards the ruins will kill anyone who trespasses there. And they'll retaliate against us, too, if history is any indication. We've had too many fortune seekers stir up trouble of late. If I'm to tell you, I'll need to know your reason for wanting to go.
Loot and pillage, as usual. He folds his arms and stares at you with one eye and scolds. So this is where I say, go into the ruins and I'll kill you. And that's when you say, Hiravias, I'm a watcher and you're no match for all of us. And we got a good reason for this. And then I give up trying to argue with you and leave you to dig your own trespasser's grave. And I'm only being half metaphoric. We sometimes make Durwood and stick your own graves before we kill you. Where the kids hear about it. It's a fabulous end. You'll tell me because I'll give you and your assistant another beating if you don't. A dangerous plot is unfolding there. I've got to stop it.
If that's the case, then we may already have trouble headed our way. I'll have to take you at your word.
Oh, you were easy to
You'll
convince.
find Cleoban Relag here. Whatever trouble you find there, please end it quietly and try to stay out of the ruins.
Tell me more about Durfor. Folks here tend to keep to themselves, as they do in most towns in this deep in Durwood. They are suspicious of travelers, but with all the brigands and refugees moving through the area, who can blame them? People in town say that the Hollowborn problem has been especially bad here. It has. Cities and villages all over Durwood have seen a Hollowborn, but Durford hasn't seen the birth of an unaffected child in years. Most of our people have moved on to other villages in search of hope, and those who have stayed behind aren't the same. Children promise a future, you know. People change when you take that away from them. This is a temple of Berath. What can you tell me about Berath? Berath is the most universal god of all the gods. It oversees portals and cycles of all kinds, even life and death itself. Under Berath, an ending is merely a passage to another beginning. Berath has many representations across time and across cultures. Around the Durwood, you'll commonly see it depicted as the Pallid Knight or the Usher. The clan Fatans, however, know it as a Bevnen I Angev and Angevn I Bevnen. Tell me about the Pallid Knight. She's one of the youngest manifestations of Berath, but a familiar one nonetheless. Stories describe her as a gaunt knight in black armor with black eyes, black hair, and milk-pale skin. She demands an impossible toll from travelers who have tarried too long from her lord's road. Some challenge her only to slay themselves in process. Who is the Usher? That rap guy? The kid have written stories, songs, and poems about Usher for centuries. Sometimes he's a folk, sometimes a dwarf, sometimes merely a walking skeleton. He never speaks, but he guides the way to death and the next life. He also creates the circumstances for the wayward to stumble into their own graves. I've never heard of Bevnen I Angnev and Angnev I Bevnen. It means life in death and death in life, respectively. You see them as two skeletal figures, one male and one female. Explorers have found them carved opposite to one another in doorways, but I know of no particular legend that speaks of them. Thanks for info. Let's go. So now we can get there. Sorry about eating while streaming, but I was really running out of energy and I needed something quickly. And the other option was to stop streaming. And I still want to go some more. Such a good game. There we go.
This is the place. My big brother's last battle. I wish I could tell you what we're looking for. Anything from that battle, I guess. Whatever 15 years of rain hasn't buried. You see my brother's ghost, you give me a holler, all right?
Sure thing.
Keeping an eye out. Not much here. Too recent.
Another Orlan's Bramble. I have 2 of those now.
Laying low.
What is that? Shame or glory? Oh, these are the things that I got from those guys. Valiant. Ooh. Ooh. Nice. A gift given to a young soldier before he left to fight in the War of the Black Trees. This blade earned his name through the efforts of its bearer. The gilded sword was a... Can I have some more? The gilded sword was a common sight on the battlefield, held aloft in challenge once the soldiers spotted a target. His fellows would converge upon the foe, and time they found victory. Such was the source influence upon the morale of the troops that on the occasion that the soldier nearly succumbed to a hail of clan-fatal arrows, prompting a swift retreat, a frustrated commander decided that the sword should have a new name, for it seemed to be what they deemed if they achieved shame or glory. And a Crucible Knight officer armor. It's not that good actually. It's like almost the same as the other armor. It's technically better than this one, because you could do exceptional and have more damage resistance. It's also pierce resistant. So we could enchant this with exceptional if you add sapphires. You also do like something like Might 2 there. Or Constitution might be even better. Although I could do the same on this one. So Fuvana's boots are now useless for her. Yep, that's good. Oh, she has double the constitution. Ah, I should have not enchanted that there. Shit. Oh well. You have a second chance already from that. Let's try these this way. Thank you. Rip diamond, yeah, exactly. Ugh, small mistake was made. Yeah, it's much better this way. And I'm not gonna use either of those.
Hey.
So I guess we are gonna have to talk to the clan of Fatan dude there. Hello. A man stands before you, his face smeared with green and ochre dyes. Hides and furs cover his body, and he holds a spear in one hand.
Hail, Estramor.
What did you call me? Can you tell that with my face again, and I'll punch you? Come on, there. He bears teeth and teeth that have been filed to a fine point. Back to your village, Estramor. You are lucky the Three-Tusked Stelgar hunt the other quarry today. Isn't Three-Tusked Stelgar the... It's a familiar name. I'm looking for a group of people who may have already entered the ruin. So are we. He runs his thumb along the smooth wood of the spear. That is why we wait here, Estramor, and that is why I have decided to let you live in peace. These individuals are my enemies too. If you let me in, I could bring them out for you. He laughs, and allow even more Estramovern to trample sacred ground? Certainly not. Well, you already messed up once. What's the harm of doing it again? Oh, now I can't, seeing as how we are probably much nicer people. What will you do? I think they might be the ones that attacked at the start of the game. Yeah, very possible, CRZ. We will wait. If they're inside, they must come out. And when they do, he slides his finger along the point of his spear and shows you a drop of blood. What do you know about Cleoban Rilag? It's a sacred place of the builders, and neither your feet nor ours shall sully its stones. The grasses, however, he grins and hefts his spear. I will gladly water it with your blood. Three-Tusk Stelgar? It's not the toughest clan-fattened tribes, Hiravia mutters from behind you. His voice kept low for just you to hear. The Three-Tusk are certainly the most belligerent and uncivilized. They tame Stelgars and ride them into battle, which tells you everything you need to know about their subtlety and self-preservation instincts. His snarling grin widens. Have the farmers grown too fearful to even mention our name? We are the fiercest of the 6 tribes of Eir Clanfathan, and we are the guardians of the monument here. I've never heard of the builders. He makes a exasperated clicking noise with his tongue. They are known by other names in the heathen tongues of the former farm folk. They are the ancients who built this place and many more like it. And we of the 6 tribes guard their legacy. I'll be going. Do I have to kill these guys?
Ready. Need something?
Tell me about Eir Clanfath. It's a verdant land of historic culture and natural beauty. His voice falls into a half whisper as she adds. And we already have enough unwanted trespassers, so I recommend you never visit. Can we discuss our party members?
Curious about your compatriots? Whom in particular?
What do you think of Eder?
He's nasty, brutish, and tall. So, 2/3 like me, I suppose. The circumference of his neck exceeds the circumference of my torso at its thickest point. They sure do breed them big and dumb in the Deerwood, don't they? No, I'm being a brat. Truthfully, I think the guy's a lot more gentle than he pretends. He's certainly got a big heart for animals, at least, which is rather telling of who he is under that soldier exterior.
What are your thoughts on Palgina?
Her zeal is sincere, and I can tell you she's destined to die on her feet. And she's easy on the eyes. Can't fatten a thoroughbred, that's what I always say. I just wonder if she has a cloaca or not. Ooh, the curiosity's killing me.
Cloaca?
Yeah, cloaca. It's a combination feces chute and happy slot. Birds usually have these hybrid holes, and I figure she might too. What? Don't look at me like that!
Okay.
We can speak another time. Lead the way! Need something? Need
I
something?
need to hear about your wisdom a bit more.
Curious about your compatriots? Whom in particular?
What do you make of Aloth?
Oh, him? Him I don't mind too much. Though I could pitch a tent with the pole wedged up his anus. I can smell something funny on him. 2 cents? Not quite. Well, whatever it is, take note of his mood swings. I don't think he's unstable. I just think he has a lot going on up there.
Yeah, exactly, ZRZ. Any thoughts on Kanarua?
Oh, I think I could fit 3 of me, plus a remainder of a 4th Haravius inside that giant. Gods, am I glad he's friendly. And between you and me, he has a better singing voice than the prettiest lasses I know from my tribe. It's one part unsettling, two parts arousing. And it makes me wish I still had both ears.
Tell me your thoughts on Durans.
Oh, love at first sight. It's like Wal carved an ever-changing gash in his brain, and every hour he's a different flavor of angry. Durance makes me feel like I'm the sane one. He smells like fear in the mornings and rage in the afternoons. I'm keeping my eye on him. He's a laugh, but he might someday be a problem.
Oh, I like Hiravius. Such a nice guy.
We can speak...
Yes?
See what the other guys have to say. I'd like to know more about Iselmur. When did she awaken? Nah, I've seen those.
What?
Let's see if Durans has something nice to say. I need you to leave? No. Never mind, let's get going.
Que?
How about you?
Need something?
How do people in Valiant Republics feel about the godlike? Like with anyone who's different, most people are curious or afraid. And if they are afraid, she shrugs, they get angry. They want to make a sense of the world, and people like me can be confusing. And believe me, people are easily confused. Her tone becomes more serious as her voice and gaze drift off. After a long moment, she looks back at you. We all have to protect ourselves, no matter where we are. Being different means always looking over your shoulder, no matter what company you keep. I would like to know your opinion on something. What do you know of Rauatai? They've done impressive things with cannon and artillery, and some of their ship designs are interesting, but they shout too loudly over minor accomplishments. She smiles softly. Let's go. So how
As
do
you
we
wish.
proceed without killing those guys?
All right, then.
Is there an easy way into there? Oh, you can actually cross there.
I shall be discreet.
I thought this was a wall. I didn't actually know this was a river.
Nothing over here. I guess they cleaned up real good after the battle. This is embarrassing. I think I see... No. Never mind.
Those face painters can't guard that place forever. These ruins are claimed, friend. On your way.
No need to get riled, boys. We're just passing by.
Look at his talisman, Pag. Eothasian.
How about that? A godless sack of shit. We got a blazing corpse worshiper on our hands.
Actually, they never found the body.
Only reason for the legacy is because the Duke doesn't got the guts to see you all slaughtered. The gods want you dead. Me and Pag, though, we done our part during the purges, didn't we, Pag?
Seamstresses?
Make your cracks now. Got no god or homeland to avenge you. By Magrin, this'll be short work.
Do you always swear by your god when you do a devil's work? That kind of breaks the lore of the game. I don't think there's a devil in this game, or in this world. And I don't think a character should refer to a devil in a discussion. Because it's a Christian concept to have a devil or a Satan. And it does not exist in this world.
Doesn't matter who it was for anyway. Country's better for the purges. Maybe we start a new purge right here.
They were right.
And
That
what
was
does
short
the
work.
flame reveal?
Oh, camping supplies, nice. Ah. So you can skip to the other side from there. Avoid the guys. A broken bridge lies before you. Most of it appears to have crumbled into the river centuries ago, leaving two jagged edges on either side of the water. You see a yawning passage in the mountain on the other side. You might be able to jump across the gap. Another thing at the camp? Oh yeah, there is. I did not see that. Red Seren standard piece. The steel ornament once rested atop of the Red Seren standard during a Saints' War. It's shaped to resemble a rising sun. The tip of that of some metal object protrudes from the mound of watery river silt. With both hands, you and Ada begin to digging in the mud until the object is dislodged. You close your hands around it and pull it from the wet earth. The object is steel, semicircular frame, about the size of your fist. Even at even points around the semicircle, jet out like tongues of flame, the rays of rising sun. At the sun's center is a carved silhouette of Vorla's plant.
I've seen these before. They top the standards of Raid Ceres. Or did when Weidman was alive. Well, it's something. Just not sure what it gets me.
1 second, I'm gonna blow my nose. And we're back. I'm good with objects. I might be able to glean something from it. He shrugs. It's a thought. A lot of people would have touched this. Standard bears a position of honor in most places, but Red Serents actually took to fighting for it. What I heard. Serious bunch. It's not a lot to hang hopes on, but hey, we're lucky to find anything at all. He passes the trinket over to you. Let's see what you can see. Better not make anything up, or you wake one morning with snails in your bedroll. You take the steel sun in one hand and clasp Ada's hand with the other, ignoring his uncertain glance. You close your eyes and concentrate. The sun is bright in your mind's eye, warm with the pulse of collective experience, and noisy with the thoughts of the past, of battle and of fate, of home. You drift from voice to voice, thought to thought. Ada's soul, a vibrant signature with which locate his brother. One voice stands out amidst the din, brassy and earnest, a shade brighter than Ada's, but unmistakably of the same construction. You have no image of its owner, but his journey is imprinted within the points and curves of the steel sun, and in your mind it opens before you as a path stretching both southward to Killed Whale and northward over the uneven terrain that joins Durwood to Red Ceres. You trace the path back to its origin, far back as you can find, gliding over the plains and hillsides to a one-room in Killed Whale with a thatched roof and dirt floor. The path is a faint here, its distance in time rendering the images blurry and details scarce. From Killed Whale it follows a road toward the Madre Bridge, reaching the gates of Defiance Bay before diverging abruptly, cutting northward in a beeline for Red Ceres. The path leads to a Red Seren city, regal and austere in the Eder imperial style. It winds through streets and climbs a grand set of stairs into a stately building, passing through pointed archways into what appears to be a throne room. Upon the throne sits a man whose head is pure, blinding light, and as its gaze turns to you, the light drowns out all else. Its voice carries a force of thunder, but its words are impossible to make out in the imprint, echoes of echoes. The voice and the light fade, and the path bends backwards, carrying you along to a barracks, and then back southward, marching into Durwood and skirmishing along the way. Upon the one battlefield, the imprint is vivid, and you see a Riyadh Seren standard topped with steel sun clutched in the hands of a fallen soldier. You see a young man in Riyadh Seren armor with Eider's straw-colored hair raised toward the standard and lifted. The path you've been following clear to see beneath his feet, and as his hand brushes the steel tip, you can hear his thoughts racing in a blur, and they are of his god and his country, and a brother he hopes is far away from this place. In an instant, the thoughts are gone, as well as the man, and the standard is passed to another soldier. You pick up the path again as it meanders south and disintegrates in the shadow of Cleb and Rilak. You open your eyes.
Anything? Looked like you were working real hard there.
Your brother got as far as Defiance Bay before turning to Riyadh Seras instead. He met Waidwen there. Then he enlisted.
What'd he talk about with Widewin?
Waidwen's head was a beam of light.
I figured that. Woden and me had heard enough stories from his uprising to know it wasn't just some tall tale. Doesn't mean he was Aethys. It could have been some wizard's trick. It's what they talked about that's important. What'd they say?
I don't know.
That's not funny. Come on. That metal sun, my brother touched it. You saw where he went. Now what'd he talk about with Widewin? Why'd my brother fight for Riyadh Seras?
I wish I had something better to tell you.
I guess that's it.
We'll find some other way to know why he did what he did.
I don't think we will. What would we do? Look for more war relics? We were lucky to find this one. Soldiers that fought with him were long dead. The battle was a massacre. Whatever Aethys knows, he's not talking to anyone.
We can go now. I've seen what I need to see. So that was his questline. Kinda disappointed.
Huh? What's on your mind? What's on your mind?
Unless it continues somehow.
What's on your mind? It makes two. What's on your mind?
I'll take care of it.
Huh?
Yeah. Strange. I feel like it stops into a wall, like there should be something more. You reloaded 3 times trying out different ciphers. So is there more to that CRZ, or does it just stop there? Let's jump to the other side. The little mischases the cap and barely makes it across, spraining a wrist in the process. Great. Sprained wrist. Nice. Oh. This place. This is the place they showed in the Kickstarter thing. This was the thing they were showing as a example what kind of backgrounds and stuff they do for the game. It ends like that. It's very, very strange ending. Just like, meh. Nothing. Well, I guess that's done.
And what does the flame reveal?
Is there like any different ending for it? They'll probably make a DLC adding to it. Yeah, that might be a good case. They were saying they are gonna do some kind of expansion thing for the game. So it's very likely there might be some more additional stuff in that for some of the characters. Black Goose. And a troll and stuff.
Que? Stop! Oh, perfect!
Die! What?
Poison!
Die! So much for you. Got you.
Yeah, I really hope they add something to that, because that felt very like it's incomplete and not satisfying in any way. And that shouldn't be a thing in a game.
I'll see what I can find.
There should be some kind of conclusion.
All right, then.
Que? Stop! Oh, perfecto!
Yes. That's it. So much for you.
Que? Stop! Oh, perfecto!
That's it.
I wonder, that's probably her complaining about the poison.
Die.
Hey,
So much for you. That's it.
you're not getting through me.
Got you.
Throws down. These are very low level compared to me.
Quiet.
I'm a bit too high level for this place. It's because I've completed like every side quest and done like everything everywhere.
I see something.
I'm actually curious because Eder is not Eder. Hiravius is not really saying anything or complaining anything that we are here. Even though he was earlier complaining about stuff. And I think he should be voicing some more concern about going into here.
I need something sharper.
I need something stronger!
What is it?
I?
Got you.
You're not getting through me.
I'm playing Cypher, Rayex.
Of course.
You get to play it from this place? Nice.
Where then? I need something sharp. That's it.
You're not getting through me.
That's it.
What's that?
Die!
All right, then.
I'll stay out of sight.
Leave it to me. Leave it to me.
You've never played a Cypher, are they good? I've only tried a Hunter Rogue. on your first play, but you are still low level. Cypher is actually very, very good. It's been very nice. I've really liked playing Cypher. The fact that you get pretty much like infinite spells in a combat, as long as you are doing damage,
So much for you.
it's so good.
So much for you.
I think Blunderbuss Cypher with
Quiet.
detonation might be even a bit too on the OP side.
I'll see it done. It's finished.
Ooh, Animat. Animats.
For this.
Yeah, they don't have recharge on spells. They just have a focus that you get as you do damage on enemies.
That's it.
Hey,
Well. That's it.
I'll stay out of sight.
of course.
Ooh, Sura's Supper Plate. Small shield. Retaliate when hit by melee attack. Stolen from a table of Ogre Matron Sura by Ferran Dulka after he infiltrated her compound to assassinate her. Sura's Supper Plate became the assassin's running joke. In the moment of his triumph, Ferran pulled the iron plate from under the matron's lifeless head and held it up like a shield. Thinking himself quite clever, he took the plate and several of Sura's eating utensils to a local blacksmith and had a shield fashioned from them. The sharp blades protruding from the front of the shield proved an excellent deterrent against foes at close range, and Ferran took the shield took to wielding it regularly until he lost his shield, his arm, and his life to Sura's daughter. Nice. And Tiny Animat, that's the pet. That shield looks that's the shield you got for your charger with a rapier. I think I'm gonna give it to her, him. On the other hand, you might like that. I'm gonna give it to Palgina. It seems very, very good as ZRZ. I like how the door is flickering underground there.
There's something ahead. Let's sit our spoils down a while.
I don't know about if it's coming this summer or something, Ryax, but there was
You're
some
not getting
discussion
through me.
about I think it was an expansion or something they were gonna do for the game. So I think there is gonna be additional content later on. We were actually just before you came back discussing with ZRZ that some of the quest lines feel like they don't really fully finish in the current game, and they really should, possibly in the additional content they add to the game. If I go in there, I'm gonna anger the clan Fatans. Like the questline I just did with Eder feels like it's incomplete. Yeah, I'm sure they are working on it, and they'll announce when it's when they know when it's ready. I'm sure they want to take some time with doing it properly, and not just announce and have to rush it out.
Awesome.
Good spell.
Well?
Recepta Ayek!
Bastards!
Ow.
Yes. Mohe, Ixi, Ana!
That's it!
This guy hurts.
Recepta Ayek!
Those spells did a lot of damage.
A blade in the dark.
Huh?
Let's wait for my health to go up.
You're not getting through me.
Boom.
Nice and quiet.
I wonder why these druids are corrupted. Rebel again. Yeah, I seem to draw aggro quite a lot on my own guy. Sporelings. Is there a... yeah, there is dank spores as well. Yeah.
Huh?
Light, flick. Aim and sound.
Are you spellcaster using ones? Do you get a title?
Tell me.
I'm using actually... I'm a spellcaster using a pistol at the moment, or a blunderbuss. I'm just shotgunning everyone.
Hey. Hey.
Well?
That's it!
You can do some really interesting combos or builds in this game. Like mine.
Breathe through leak now.
So much for you!
Like a melee wizard is actually a probably well functioning
Yes.
build you can do.
Gotcha! That's it!
I was kinda hoping that to burn
Longer
the
we
dank
walk,
spores,
the more
but
likely you'll have to
running out.
sleep.
All right then.
Swamp spore.
Die!
Those are annoying because they mind control. At least the earlier ones did.
That's it!
You're not getting through me.
Die!
You're not getting through.
Paladin is now mind
No
control.
use. I need something stronger.
Hey.
I may have shot Paladina with shotgun.
Die!
The blunderbuss actually really well combines with the Cypher class. Because you get basically
On the
a
hunt.
focus from attacking enemy. And since it's a shotgun effect on the blunderbusses, you get basically multiple hits in one go. Which means you get a ton of
All right then.
focus in one shot. Like, that single shot gave me 38 focus.
Yes.
Tell me. The Arches Vox Converano.
Hey, leave it to me!
So much for you.
Varanthus!
Yeah!
You're not getting through me.
Your runes may have slightly overgrown with stuff.
Die!
Nice and quiet.
See now what the flame has shown us?
It's finished.
So was there anything else in here? I think that might be a way back from the other side. I think this was the whole level. Yeah, seems like. Let's go down.
Margren's fire casts light in dark places. Keeping an eye out.
This is a big hall. You could fit a dragon here. Or animats.
You're not getting through me.
I'll see it done.
That died. I was gonna use a detonation. A series of pictographs, simple but clear, are carved on a column. On this alcove, figures of men and women with their arms raised are carved into the top of the column. Suits of armor with same pose are chiseled in the bottom.
Eyes open.
Where there's a pick, there's a way.
Let's go this way.
I see something. That's settled.
The white stuff, your spellcaster, isn't that one you're using? On the other spellcasters it is, but on me it's the shotgun.
I'd say it's time to get a campfire going and let sleep follow.
Probably not a bad idea.
You're not getting through me.
Oh, hell.
Huh?
Que?
Well?
I can do spells too. Have that.
That's it!
Hey, Varanthus! All right then.
interesting enemies leave like no loot at all. More animats. Is that? Yeah, that's a corpse in the middle of the thing there.
Leave it to me! Leave it to me!
Will-o-wisps. I've not seen these before. Well, they get a fireball. Same as everything. Yeah, they're weak as shit.
Die! You're not getting through me. Leave it to me!
Actually, I'm very scared. Scary if they mind control me. Because I can shotgun down like Aloth and Durans in one shot. Knock knock. Hello.
Francis!
Seems fire spells work very well on these.
Curse your eyes! Hey, you're not getting through me.
Ingwitan key. This multifaceted piece of crystal has been cut and polished to perfection. Leaving their bodies to offer their souls and forsaking the weakness of flesh and enfeebling of bone, the barbarian godless succumb at last.
Keeping an eye out.
Info. I wanna go in the middle room yet. I'll have some loot in there.
Margren's fire casts light in dark places.
Ready! Blood makes the grass grow!
Those are so weak.
Of course.
So this side is done. Let's go down here. Check the other side and we'll go to the middle last. The key I just got is probably for that door. Which I skillfully lockpicked.
Curse your eyes! Francis!
Adra grows from the central pillar and seems to spill down the steps. Luminous egg-shaped stones are nested within the rippling Adra.
Be cautious.
I
Be
don't
constant.
like the sound of that. Could be Adra beetles.
Leave it to me! That's it!
Yeah, I have a pretty strong party. I'm also quite high level already.
Well, so much for you!
I've killed 7 times at the same place. Yeah. I've been leveling up a bit too much, doing all the side quests, so some of this stuff is very, very easy now. That's always the case with RPGs and me.
Close your eyes,
I do
Roger.
like every side
Not all of
quest
us
and
are
I
on such bad terms
search
with
every
sleep.
nook and cranny everywhere, and it leads me to be either very high geared or high level compared to the rest of the content, and then just everything turns too easy for me. This looks interesting. Adra Animat. Oh, that doesn't seem nice.
Hey,
Oh, holy hell. This looks very, very bad. Let's summon some help. Have you played Baldur's Gate, and what do you think about it if you compare it with Pillars of Eternity? I played Pillars... yeah, I played Pillars. I played Baldur's Gates when they first came out back in the day, and they were amazing. I really loved Baldur's Gates. I have not played the remaster, or whatever, the new versions that were put out. But if you have not played Baldur's Gates, I would highly recommend trying those out. I've been calling this game basically Baldur's Gate 3 because they are so similar to this, and they are very, 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 very good games as well. I mean, they are a bit old now, but it's not too bad. I would still highly recommend checking them out.
how may I help? Lava will be on seek.
Like, Baldur's Gate 2 is my favorite RPG of all time.
I'm ready.
It's that good.
Yes. So much for you.
Hey, leave it to me.
That detonation. Really own these guys. Ooh, the core. This copper locket is the legacy of some of the Engwittan's early soul experiments. The crystal inside is filled with the essence of dozens of souls. While no one is entirely certain of its original purpose, it is believed that this was created in one of the first attempts to build and control Animat. It is said that, unable to get out, some of the souls have lost their sanity, while others formed unique collective consciousness that kept the memory and talents of each alive. Those who wear it will swear they hear voices talking to them, guiding their actions. The locket is scratched and inlaid with a simple nyloid pattern. The crown base is decorated with stylish spearhead. Upon the opening the locket, you see a six-sided crystal that appears dark at first. However, as you gaze into it, it warms with orange glow. Nice. Get that. Engwittan shield.
Hey,
On the hunt.
Yeah, it is mostly very, very similar Rayex. Other than Pillars is of course more modern and a bit better in mechanics. But most of the gameplay and the mechanics are very similar in Baldur's Gate as well. Oh,
I'll
crap.
see what I can find.
Just ran into the middle room. Oops. Actually, let's do a rest here. That'd be a good idea. Getting a bit low on stuff. Oh. A man and woman carved from a lustrous adra pour the contents of vase at their feet.
For Arathis! That's it! For Arathis!
Is that the image of God, Berath, basically? What they were explaining about life and death in life.
And what does the flame reveal?
For Arathis!
Precepte Ayek!
Small rain blight. It summoned a new one. That's what really made me love this game and sold the game for me, was that it's so similar to Baldur's Gate. What was that? I saw something moving there. Or it was just a shadow. Well, next level. Could use some tea. My voice is starting to a bit go. Feel it in my throat here. Although it is 2 in the morning as well. I really want to complete this place before I go to sleep. Well, stop streaming. Go to sleep is a bit different concept. Which I have not really mastered yet. Oh, that's one of those machines.
Hey.
A haze of essence lingers over the body, as faint and insubstantial as a dust plume in a rider's wake. Yet, as you draw closer, whispered instructions echo in your ears, and anticipation warms your blood. In a vision, you see the same stone machine as you approached moments ago, but from a different height and angle, as if through different eyes. You had heard the rumors that some of your brethren were sent here months before, yet you see no sign that anyone has been here. In fact, the cobblestones are covered in a fine layer of dust, ash. You know suddenly what this will cost you, and you are ready. The orders were clear. The effects of the machine in Clea Bandrilag were wearing off. A child had been born not far from Durford recently, its soul intact. The machine would need to be reactivated. You and your companion take up your positions. You share a final look of affirmation between yourselves. You don't know your name. They don't know your name, and they don't know that you don't know theirs. But you know that you are doing the work of gods together. None of the rest matters. 2 carved bands of stone in the middle of the machine grind into motion. They rotate in opposite directions, picking up speed until they spin like freshly greased carriage wheels. A wind shrieks through the cavern, accelerating with the stone rings. You press your hand to your ears and grit your teeth against the noise. You are about to shut your eyes when you glimpse new movement. A row of triangular flaps around the machine open like petals. You don't know what's happening in the machine, but you feel a tingling at your extremities. Searing pain spreads through your body, a hot knife separating every tissue and ligament within you. All the while, it feels as if you are falling towards the machine, your stomach smashed against your spine. What happens next is too fast to process. You awaken from the vision to find yourself kneeling and gasping for air, holding your head. You let the tiles between your knees gradually come into focus. As you catch your breath, you remember a strange scene you saw outside Silan Lys, where several road figures fell amidst a howling bivouac. Looking at the ash scattered across the floor, it's apparent that the Leaden Key has been doing this, whatever it is, all over the Dyrwood. There is no coup mode on this
They won't see me coming.
superflu. Something in the ether hums and buzzes through your teeth.
Of course.
They won't see me coming.
On the hunt.
So these things are causing the Hollowborns. They are capturing souls and relaying them somewhere. Where does this go? So if they were relaying them all into the middle tower, which I broke, I may have just killed about billion people. Hear running water and see a small stream that carves its way into the mountain. Goodbye, see you later. Have fun, Superflu, it's a really good game. Inspect the stream. A shallow bottom flickers and wavers just under the water's edge, but as you look toward the tunnel, the bottom disappears in the darkness. From here, it's impossible to tell how deep the stream is. However, a faint light plays along the walls of the tunnel. The echo of rushing water suggests that the tunnel and the stream continue for quite some distance. Let's wait the tunnel. You take a slow, sloshing steps toward the mouth of the tunnel, holding yourself upright while the current tugs at your legs. The cold water leaves you gasping, and as it rises past your waist, you fight to control your breaths. The stream bed soon drops out from under your feet, and the current pushes you toward the tunnel with growing force. Swim into the tunnel. The current pushes you through the tunnel faster and faster, tugging you downward. Over your head, the tunnel narrows and drops, leaving only a thin pocket of air. You take a final deep breath before a current drags you into the depths. Hey Desotec, how's it going? Rays of light pierce the darkness, but the current is moving too fast now for you to see more than flickering glimpses as you speed by. You keep your hands in front of yourself and focus on avoiding the jagged rocks that appear suddenly in the darkness, jutting from the walls. A light winks at you up ahead. You're approaching it fast, but it looks to be a mouth of a second smaller tunnel. You might be able to reach it, but your lungs have started to ache. Grab the edge of the tunnel. You wrap your fingers around the rocks lining the tunnel and peer into it. It terminates in a dead end, but something glints among the rocks on the far side. Reaching it would be a challenge for anyone without strong lung capacity. Eder, you go there. Eder pulls himself into the tunnel, executing a deft scissor kicks while the passage narrows. At the end, he finds a skeleton with a handle protruding from its ribs. Eder pulls it free and pushes it off from the wall, propelling himself back towards the main tunnel. Swirling and tumbling through the darkness of the tunnel, you at last see a halo of light above, and you swim and kick toward it. At last your head breaks the surface, you gulp air into your aching lungs, and you pull yourself to the edge of a pool. Crawling out of the water, you look at the cavern around you as you massage your feeling back into your aching cold numbed limbs.
Laying low.
Oh, shortcut. And we got something on the way. Rose of Salt Hollow, a morning star, two-handed. Nice, draining. A young weapon with a relatively short history, the rose was forged from blackened Emuran steel and topped with a wickedly thorny bloom of petals. The morning star's resemblance to its namesake doesn't end with the head. Its long faded black shaft Also features small thorns along its entire length, causing discomfort even to an armored wielder. Hagran Grist, a successful adventurer from Rad Seran, seaside village of Salt Hollow, had the gnarly weapon made after his friends joked about how nothing could grow in the alkaline soil of their home. Hagran used the rose to defend Salt Hollow from bandits and to help his comrades kill 2 sky drakes who had made their lair near a road leading into the village. When Salt Hollow no longer held the wonder for them that it once had, Hagran and his friends made their way to Durwood to seek their fortune in the ruins of Eire Glanfathan. They have been not heard from since. Well, good job, guys. It's mine now. So we got everything done there, we can leave. Same way we came in, and avoid the guys. So they're waiting for the robbers to come out. I don't think they're coming out anytime soon, since they died. It's going good, Desudek. And Pillars of Eternity is damn amazing. Best RPG in a long, long time. Oh, hello. Leave before we honor the gods with your death. Okay. I might. You like the way I roll some letters? Yeah, I really roll the R's a lot. Defiler, a young Gladfathan grabs the horn around his neck and sounds bellowing call. What? Warriors splash across the stream, their weapons raised and their painted faces still and stony. You were warned, Estramor. Okay. How do you know I was there? I don't really want to fight with them.
All right then.
Yeah, just saved. Just gonna sneak out. So we need to go back to the Brackenbury now. Actually, let's do some side missions before we go finish this main quest. That is in Twin Elms. I have no idea where to progress this. This one goes in there, this one goes in there, this one is in there, this one goes in there, and so we cannot do any of those yet. I cannot do that yet, I cannot do that yet, I cannot do that yet. This one we can do. Abandoned farm on the path to Durwood. 2,226 hours of a game, but reviewed it. I have no played enough to give a fair review. Nice. Abandoned farm till towards there. In the wooden plains then? Wait a minute, that's the... I know where it is. What game is that, Desutec? It is very, very pleasing on eyes. I really like how the backgrounds are done. Chapel construction done. Oh, that's actually the last building for the keep. Final Fantasy 14. That's the farm.
not getting through me.
Oh, that's a bit more people than I expected. I think I should start to expect a lot of enemies, to be honest, these days.
Leave it to me! Leave it to me! Varathus!
That's it!
This is a bit low level quest.
You're not getting through me.
2000 and about 300 hours in one game is a lot of game time. It's like insane amount of playtime for a single game. Sun-touched mail of Hurandrath. Sunbeam immune boost. Ooh. Not a bad armor actually. The paladin Hurandrath came across a countryside village beset by ghouls and made it his life's work to rid the world of the undead. He believed that their very existence was a blasphemy against the gods and a scourge on all Kith. And having observed the creatures prowling by night and skulking in the darkness, he fell prey to then common misconception about their nature. He had his order create an armor that shone with light of the sun, believing them vulnerable to daylight. Unfortunately, he tested his theory in a cleansing of a crowded vampire den, discovering too late that the light only alerted the creatures to his presence. Published research by Animans has since dispels many of the dangerous truths surrounding the undead. It's like beacon of light. Hello! Come and kill me. Scroll of Whale. As you take the scroll, you hear a voice. You have found it, now lose it again. What? You think this theft was an accident? The voice seems to shift, as if the speaker were constantly changing age, race, and sex. My relics were never meant to stay in one place for long. They are meant to be lost and found. It is the search that gives the thing a value. Take it to the Black Meadow, find a drake that faces east and bury it near its skull. Okay. Well, if a god is telling me to go and bury the scroll, I'll go and do it. Whale is the god of lost and found stuff and knowledge and stuff. So apparently they like to throw relics out in a scavenger hunt for people. Yeah, let's go drop this in the Drake Skull. Vicious war criminal has arrived. What was it? The other way. A vicious war criminal has arrived, seeking employment. He was nearly set upon by brigands on the road, but their patrols intervened. And he left. At the same time. And there's the Drake Skull. The skull faces east. The soil underneath is soft and moist. Let's bury the scroll of Whale. As you cover the ancient scroll with the last handful of soil, the shifting voice speaks in your head once more. Well done, Watcher. Let's go talk to the lady who asked me to do the quest. And then go talk to the spy lady. I also got an achievement, all keep upgrades done. How the pen has that parchment filled with? Yeah, it's quite nice. A lot of the like the story elements
Don't
are
suppose we could rest
very well
a
done in
spell?
this. Like if you read all of these, they're very well done. So we're going here. I need to go rest in an inn as well. We're having some fatigue. Oh, well, good thing the inn is right there. We also need some supplies. Let's see how this lady likes when I buried the scroll in the middle of a swamp. It's not gonna be there for long. It's gonna decay in like a week. Hello,
Hail
Grimda.
and well met.
I found the scroll, but Whale asked me to hide it again. Her gnarled hand shakes as she points at you. You're every bit as wily as those thieves. I should have known better than trust you. Her trembling finger moves to the door. Now get out. Well, thanks, lady. I did what your god asked. And yeah, you are playing me. Yes, thank you. Yes, please. I was actually just saying that I might need some tea or my voice will be gone totally. My cup and the stuff is here. Can I actually no. I have it already here. Can you put those in the fridge as well? I have like every bottle here. They probably should have been in the fridge. Like this water is probably room temperature already. Yeah, exactly, Desotec. There's a lot to read in this game. But it's actually very well paced compared to like a Shadowrun, where everything is just reading. In this one there's a bit of text here, a bit of text there, then some voice acting, and lots of combat in the middle there as well, so you don't need to just read it hours and hours of text like in the Shadowrun. So in that sense this is much better done. And much more enjoyable to stream.
Hail and well met.
Yeah, it definitely does, this deck. I've streamed the first Shadowrun, and then I did like 2/3 of the Dragonfall as well, and it just killed my voice as well. And I didn't even do voices, I just basically read the stuff. I got a notification in the keep. The Azuro has arrived, offering to sell you Hero's Mantle for a... Well, I'll buy that. What is this Hero's Mantle? It doesn't really tell what it does. I'm gonna buy it. I don't know what it does. We'll check that once we get home. Should have bought camping supplies.
Hail, traveler.
Usually when they announce things you can buy like that, people can't resist. Yeah, it's pretty true. And it's probably gonna be something total garbage. Let's sell my... Oh, let's sell that. I have a small amount of loot here. Just a few pages of garbage to sell. It's been a while since I was in a shop. Could start my own army with these. Yeah, there's a you have a stash in this game where you can stash basically endless items, and you can choose in the settings here if you can use the stash at any location, and I have it set so I can use it anywhere, so we can just dump all the things we find into that. So we have basically endless space for stuff. Otherwise, you would have to be limited by your inventory size. This game allows you to choose a lot of things yourself and doesn't really restrict you in a way. So you can play this game just the way you want.
So those feathers, that's a blessing of Helia?
What did you hear about the endless space?
Well, that's lucky. Where I'm from, we
Nice,
see a feathered
nice.
lady, we start worrying maybe her dad got frisky with his hens.
I guess you can always trust a farm boy's head to go there first.
In the Brackenburg. I think we are really close to getting to chapter 3 soon. I think once I'm done with this quest, we are gonna have to go to talk with the ruler of this place, the Duke. Wolf something something. And I think that changes the act to act 3. Because I've only got the main quest to deliver now, basically. And we pretty much found the reason for the Hollowborn now, and what's happening. I really hope they do add more content for the game, and I would love to see some more Pillars of Eternity in the future as well, because they have built this really cool world, and it would be actually fairly nice and easy for them to go to different locations of the world, like the Valiant Republics, the what is the Fire something Archipelago, and all those.
How fares your search?
There is something I can tell you about the Leaden Keys operation.
Well, let's hear it.
The Leaden Key is manipulating a group of Engwitan machines that span the country, and it seems to be causing the Hollowborn epidemic.
I had feared they might be involved in Widewind's legacy. It seemed too extreme even for them. How naive I've been. The Leaden Keys conspiracy is clear now. They have used Engwithan technology to engineer Widewind's legacy, and they want people to blame Animancy for it. As we speak, the Duke is holding hearings in the palace. He is listening to arguments for and against Animancy. When they finish, he is expected to decide whether to outlaw it. It seems the Leaden Key has been pushing Deerwood down this path for some time. I, for one, would enjoy seeing their little scheme fouled up at the last moment. Our Duke must hear what you have to say. Unfortunately, the hearings are closed to the public, which makes the Duke inaccessible.
We'll just
until
storm
they
in
are
through the door.
completed. However, certain groups have been invited to attend. You might get in with one of them if you aren't above a little pandering. There are delegations from the Knights of the Crucible, the Dozens, and from House Dominel. If you can gain the support of one of those groups,
That's my wife's
that
hand for a
may
moment.
be your best way in. See what you can arrange.
Teep. No, that's actually not green screening today at all. Strange. It's not blurring in the webcam at all for some reason. It should be. Because the screen. Normally you can see through the cup. Today, not for some reason. You got a hero statue in Twin Elms. Nice. And Defender at the Defiance Bay. Nice, CRZ. I want to discuss the Animancy hearings at the palace.
What of them?
Wouldn't they allow a guest of Dunrudro into the hearings?
We would only do that as a last resort. Walking in with one of the 3 invited groups puts you in a position of influence. Walking in alone as a representative of Dunreed Row would earn you distrust among all the rest. It seems our
Chroma key too effectively.
organization has a
It seems to be.
reputation for
It's,
nosiness
working quite
and
well, it seems.
manipulation, for whatever reason.
It should chroma key out everything green, and they should really should vanish.
It would be best if people did not see Dunreed Row's hand in this. Easier for them to embrace the truth.
What is there to know about the Duke?
Avar is many things to many people, and that is why he sits the throne. To the frontiersmen, he is one of their own. To the patriotic, he is a sole descendant of Admeth Hadrit. To the nobility, he is from an old and established family. All of these are half-truths or exaggerations, a tale he has spun around himself.
He almost sounds like the patrician from Discworld.
The man behind the tale may not be the greatest mind in Deerwood, but he knows people. He knows when they are sincere and when they lie. He knows when they are strong and when they are weak. The other matters he leaves to me. Outwardly, he prefers to come off a bit of a simpleton. Don't be fooled. Before he was a duke, he was a trapper, and an excellent one at that.
Well then. So I need to go talk to the... Actually, no, yeah. I need to go talk to the Crucible Knights. I was thinking, because you are not forced to choose any of them. What happens if you kill all 3 factions? Because you can kill all 3 factions. You can kill the Dozens, you can kill the Dominals, which I have done. And you can kill the Crucible Knights as well if you feel like doing that. That would effectively break the questline there, but then I remember that she said they will use it only as a last resort to use the Dunrud Row to send me in there. So in case you somehow piss off and kill all 3 factions, there is still a fallback option in there to send you in via the Dunrud row. I think they still have people coming to the Duke. Yeah, probably ZRZ. But you cannot ask to join as one of them if you have killed all three. What is a Yandere mode? Night Basilisk. So I'll try to complete this quest line. I think that's enough for me. It is a bit late, yeah, Night Basilisk. So have a nice night. I'm just gonna finish this quest line myself as well, and I think that's it for the day. I think this might take a while. It's gonna be lots of discussions. I can foresee already. Hey Cliver. Crazy Japanese schoolgirls who dispose of their competition. I understand the Crucible Knights are attending at the Animancy hearings at the palace.
Indeed. Duke Avar looks to the knights for prudent counsel as well as defense. I suspect our future as a city and a nation will depend in no small part on how we handle this matter.
What do you think about Animancy? Despite what happened with the Forge Knights, Animancy merits further study in other contexts. There is much yet that Animancers could do to cure soul maladies, strengthen essence, perhaps even ameliorate the effects of the legacy. He scratches his chin. We won't know until we try, and we can't afford to sit on our hands while our rivals watch us grow weak. Tell me about the hearings. He gives you a gruff frown. They're progressing slower than I would like. The dozens raise a ruckus whenever anyone so much as mentions Animancy, and the Dominals are obfuscating matters on purpose. Nevertheless, I'm confident Eivor will see reason eventually. Dominals are dead, because I killed them. I need an audience with Duke Eivor. I would like to attend the hearings. And we'll be glad to have you with us. Eivor will no doubt find your presence persuasive, and we need all possible support to see that he gives Animancy a fair chance. Indeed. I'll make sure he sees reason. Now I need to go back there, talk to the lady again. Hey Anowin, how's it going? So back in there, lots of running around. It's going well, that's good. It's been a very nice day for me too. It started very lazily, and I had to order some pizza and kebab to be delivered to home, but other than that it's been a very nice day. Come on, tea. Can you cool down a bit already? My teacup is too good. It's holding up the heat very well, so it stays warm for a long duration. But when the stuff to drink is too hot, it takes forever to cool down to drinkable temperature. Hello.
How fares your search?
If I'm going to do this for you, I think it's time you told everything about Theos.
I've told you everything you need to know.
But not everything.
It's only right that you know everything. When I was younger, before Dunreed Row, I had many suitors. These were fine-looking men of good stock, but I could see their thoughts, and they were unimpressive. Boys' thoughts. I toyed with their affections. I resented all of them. And then I met a man whose mind was a mystery to me. But he understood me. He knew me at a glance, told me things I didn't know about myself. He was neither handsome nor charming, but he was all I ever wanted.
You're talking about Theos.
We made a game of my gift. He would ask me about people, and I would tell him what they were thinking. Sometimes the information was very sensitive. And then one day he asked me if I trusted him. I said I did. Next I knew I was donning a silver mask and swearing oaths to Woodica. Using my gift for the leaden key still felt like a game to me, so I did it. I did it because it pleased him.
But it didn't last.
I don't like living in the dark. It's a powerless, hopeless feeling. Every day I did things without knowing their purpose. Every day I loved a man without knowing his thoughts of me. I sensed that there were things he wanted to tell me. I sensed that he knew everything the leaden key was created to hide. But Theos was unyielding. One day I disappeared without a word. He would kill me for it, and I knew that. It's their rule. I just wanted to see him plunge the knife, because then I would know. But the day never came. He has left me to wonder. I have devoted my years to learning everything I could about him, in hopes I would find some clue as to who he really was, and why he felt he had to keep his secrets locked away. I have precious little to show for it. Just an old woman nagged by old thoughts. And that is truly everything I can tell you about Theos. I hope you will accept this embarrassing story as a show of my good faith.
I think she's lying still. I want to discuss Animan's hearings at the palace.
What of them?
The Crucible Knights have accessed me in their delegation.
Good. Avar Wolfgren looks to the Crucible Knights as a voice of reason and order. Speaking from their section should lend you credibility with him. You need waste no more time here. Get to the palace. Make your case to the Duke. With him on our side, all of Deerwood can be mobilized against the Leaden Key, and Theos can be rooted out. I only wish I could be there to see it. There is a very old bottle of a very good brandy that I have been saving for a special day. If you hurry back afterward, there may be a little left for you. Off with you. You're going to do very well in there.
Well, let's go talk at the hearings. I wish it would teleport me there directly, because we don't have to go through 1, 2, 3, at least 4 loading screens, probably 5 loading screens just to get there. It's a bit annoying. That's number 3. Oops. Wrong direction. Loading screen number 4. Hello. On the balcony, okay. The room below is animated amidst a heated debate. All the representative groups are easily discerned in the crowd. Crucible Knights, stiff in their noisy armor, sit in one section. In another are well-dressed members of House Dominal, casual, watching with the Predator's interest. Still elsewhere are the ramshackle dozens, who have made no special effort to dress up for their liege lord. Interspersed are animancers in their academic robes, with expressions either sour or concerned.
Well then, answer me this, Master Barash. If you Animancers represent our best hope to cure the legacy, what progress can you demonstrate?
Ramir de Barask is originally from Palminia. He's one of the finest minds in Animancy to come out of the Valian Republics. He left for Defiance Bay 5 years ago, because he believed this was the true heart of Animancy research.
In Polycian's words and the way she looks at her countryman, you sense both pride and mild sense of frustration.
As I've said, it isn't about progress, it's about potential.
My house would agree, Your Grace. We see great potential in its future.
And I suppose your blazing profits during the Legacy don't have nothing to do with that, do they, Dominel? You can't have it both ways no more! Animancy goes, or this country goes!
So you admit, Master Barask, that Animancy is no closer to stopping the Legacy than it ever was?
No, we've had many promising experiments. Cadman Azo has shown...
He's dead.
Cadman Azo murdered a child. For a complete failure. We should be hanging him right now for what he done.
He's dead.
The dozens won't stand for it.
There is no need. Master Azo recently passed the Shroud. And while the experiment failed, his work
was sabotaged.
Ah, our new delegate from the Knights of the Crucible. What makes you say sabotage?
I met a false patient in Braggenbury Sanitary who had tampered with Azo's machinery.
The fuck's that even matter? These are people who would toy with the lives of our children!
Indeed. Even assuming there was sabotage, is this Animancer Azo not still accountable here?
This is not the Bale Ridge incident. This is a responsible scientist who was manipulated. A lot whispers between gritted teeth. What Azo did to Graham was not the work of a responsible scientist.
Horseshit! These Animancers can't be trusted! Look at what happened in Heritage Hill! Our supposed protectors from Crucible Keep can't even clean up the messes Animancy leaves!
Your Grace, we'd have a much easier time of it if our knights weren't so occupied trying to keep their organization from igniting a revolution on our very doorstep.
Heritage Hill is blood on your hands, Justiciar! You turn a blind eye, and look what happens!
The Crucible Knights are blameless here. This was not the workings of Animancy, but an ancient device in Terra Noneth.
You've some strange taste in travels, friend. The height of your tales expands with every breath.
My word is my oath. I challenge anyone here to find someone who knows different.
I had heard whispers of a new delegate set to attend today's hearing. I admit that your candor was mentioned more than once. Tell us what you saw in Heritage Hill.
Terra Noneth houses an Engvitan machine that holds dominion over the flow of souls. It was this machine that made the district undead.
Even if it is as you say, we have testimony that a group of Animancers had been spending time there. Surely their tinkering had something to do with this.
Their presence doesn't prove cause. This testimony is not evidence, it is a guess.
Animancy has many enemies. You need only look around this room to see it.
You're missing the point! Everywhere there's Animancers, there's disaster! We all know what Widewind's legacy's really about. And it ain't about some sparkling saint from Creed Ceres who's mad because he took a stroll down the wrong bridge!
Huh, wrong bridge indeed. The saint died on the bridge. He was blown up with a godhammer bomb.
It's about a bunch of so-called intellectuals fucking with the natural order while the rest of us gotta suffer for it!
Is it, though? Should we not take the time to reach a clear conclusion? I mean, what proof do we have?
My son and daughter are buried beneath the floor of my house. We don't own no land, so that's where we lay them. My son. My wife let him slip when she was bathing him. Got water in his lungs he couldn't cough up. My daughter? We put her to bed one night, and the next morning she wasn't breathing. This Hollowborn thing, it ain't ending. And it ain't ending because we still let these charlatans play God. There's your proof, you damn copper fucker!
Enough, Adric. Lady Dominel makes a point. If it's animancy, then why do the other states that permit the practice not suffer the same fate? Who among us can say he truly understands why the legacy has taken hold here?
I can. The crowd begins to mutter, the sound taking a doubtful character. Right idea, Watcher, taking this hearing by the curly ones. Don't waste your chance. Waidwen's legacy is the creation of the Leaden Key. Caedmon and Azzo's downfall was their work, as was the tower in Heritage Hill. They want you to do this. They want Animancy to fall. The dual muttering expands into a din of skepticism that fills the hall. I have seen them in the ruins of Aer Glanfath, operating machines that disrupt and direct the flow of souls, near towns like Killedvale and Durford, where the legacy is universal. As a watcher, I have heard their dead confess their plot. They are stealing the souls of the unborn.
Beasts. Another lunatic at the hearing. Did you remember to lock your sanitarium before you left, Master Barask?
A fun fact about that statement that other nations don't suffer from animancy. But other countries do have animancy, like the Valiant Republics. The room laughs. Yeah, I'm still at Harald. I'm stopping soon, but not yet. You shame your order by dismissing the truth before hearing it, madam. I expect better from the Knight of a Crucible.
You must know, friend, that the Leaden Key is a mantle for small-time ruffians and children at play. I'm not saying you're a liar. Not yet.
The Aeders stopped animancy, and when they saw that animancy was allowed in their world, they made it legal again. What are they drinking? Tea. It's annoyingly flipping around. 1 second. Yeah, that is true, CRZ. And here the people say that Aedrons use animancy all the time. Honest 3, requirement not met. Nice. I like the rational and the diplomatic options. I'm not sure which one I want to go with. I'm gonna go with the diplomatic. I've done a lot of diplomatic options and rational options. Both of them are quite nice. We all want the same thing here. We want Waidwen's legacy to end. If we work together instead of arguing, we can stop the people who are doing this.
No self-respecting member of the Dozens is gonna let these Animancers keep casting their black magics in the same districts where there's children being born!
You need to get over that. Animancers have nothing to do with this. The Legend Key is your enemy.
I think I can tell my friends from my enemies on my own. You better watch which side you fall on.
You've made an unexpected case, friend. I'll say that much. It seems we have a new possibility to consider, at the very least. How was it you came to learn all this?
Which one I didn't want to do? The Crucible, the Knights of the Crucible were instrumental in aiding my investigation.
I see. I'm impressed the Knights seized such an unlikely opportunity to find an end to all of this. But these hearings are about more than Waidwen's legacy, even though that is our most pressing concern. Let's say for the moment that I were to take you at your word that our friends in Brackenbury Sanitarium and their peers bear no responsibility for this curse upon my country.
Thank you, Harald.
I'm curious. What would
it is
you
very,
do
very
if you were
much
in my
appreciated.
position?
Animancy should be studied in Durwood. If you don't, someone else will, and they will wield great power over you. I like both these options. I'm gonna go with the second option. Her face still, Poligino looks your way and subtly nods in approval. Alot shakes his head. Animancers serve their own ambitions and their own purposes. Giving them this power is like setting child loose in an armory.
Very well. That is all I wish to hear. Not just from you, but from everyone. Many days we've been at this. It is time we put it to rest. I want to thank the delegations for helping me collect my thoughts, and our new delegate, who, if nothing else, has made this final day a little more interesting. The time has come to choose a direction for the Deerwood. I am ready to make my pronouncement. Ramir de Barash, representing the interests of Animancers in Deerwood, step forward.
Your Grace.
Hello.
The arguments for and against Animancy are both strong in their own way. I must be careful in my judgment.
Forgive me, Your Grace. We will accept no judgment but our own.
What's he doing? No! Avenge the Duke!
No, wait!
Stop this at once!
Well then.
I've given you every chance to end this pursuit. Shall I end it for you? Another time. I am already late.
Dead. The words, "Shall I end it for you," ring in your ears. You find yourself gasping for breath, struggling to keep your own balance. You drop to a knee and watch as Theos hurries out of the building. The world dims around you, the screams and clashing of weapons fading into silence. All that remains are the words.
Shall I end it for you?
Theos stands at a pulpit high above an assembly of robed onlookers, you among them, clustered around a wider circular pit of carved of stone. He addresses a woman bound backward over a large iron wheel overlooking the great stone moor. Many of the woman's fingers and toes are severed, and the bottoms of her feet are charred black. The skin on one side of her face looks like melted candle wax, black and red seeping, and the angle of her back suggests a spine in ruins. Yet for all that, her expression betrays a little of her anguish.
I am already at peace, Grand Inquisitor. Are you?
So be it. If you desire no end, you shall have none. I find you guilty of heresy. May the eternal prison bar your soul from passage, for it is beyond redemption.
He nods to a hooded attendant, who begins untying hair from the wheel. You open your eyes to the beamed ceiling of the palace's grand entry hall. The clanks of metal striking metal wafted in from outside, alongside the cries of injury as you stagger to your feet. Taos is gone. Polishina is standing over you, her eyes darting around the room, before looking down and thrusting her hand out to grab yours. Her eyes glow with an inner light. Her voice is taking on an otherworldly timbre. Get up, now. Off to one side you can hear the clinking rustle of chainmail, and you look over to see a wounded guard slumped against the wall. He's trying to say something, seemingly directed at you, but at first it's too faint to hear. He gathers his breath and manages to rasp out a few words. Lady Webb, she's the only. She must be told. She'll know what to do. Please, find her. Tell her everything. The guard passes out and slides on the floor. Still. Okay.
Keeping an eye out.
That didn't go as expected. I might do some looting here. Oh, the record keeper is still there. Don't go out there, there is rioting in the street.
And what does the flame reveal?
Keeping an eye out.
And what?
Well, that plan went to shit. Damn possessing bullshit Taos, ruining my plans. Yeah, ZRC. Can't stop her from arranging booze. Nothing to see here. Poor Animazer. Have a nice night, Harald. It's nice to see you again. Small riot. It happens. I wonder if there was multiple endings for that. For example, if I had chosen to go against the Animancy.
Keeping an eye out.
Animancy's boot. Jolting touch, shock proof. Nice. Uh-oh.
Slowly now.
I think Taos may have found her finally and delivered the knife she was expecting. Yeah, this doesn't look good. Well, no one to stop me from stealing everything. The whole place is in a massive
stay
chaos and
out
I'm looting everything. Yeah, she's dead.
Keeping an eye out.
Lady Webb lies still on her bed, an ornate cushion propping her back upright. The blood pooled beneath a gash in her chest is tacky and nearly dry. A shattered glass rests on the floor beneath her dangling hand. You can feel the faint aura of her fading essence in your ken. Reach out for it. You make contact and are immersed with a torrent of sensory input and experience. When it calms, you'll find yourself in the same room, lying in bed with a glass of brandy in your hand. Through the walls from the street outside come sounds of screams and shattering glass, and a cacophony of an angry mob. You take a sip and it warms your gullet. Across the room, the door opens behind a patient, steady push. Into the room walks Theos, the floorboards creaking beneath deliberate steps. You wait until the last of the brandy has trickled down your throat before you speak. I was
a fool to think I could tame these people.
You came closer than most.
A fine epitaph.
No worse than any.
You are concentrating, focusing with all your energy. It feels as though you are diving into a stone wall over and over, but it cracks suddenly, unexpectedly, allowing the vaguest of a wisp of thought to leak through.
What's in Twin Elms?
Did you pull that from my thoughts?
I've had time to practice.
Ah.
He walks over to a small table and raises a half-empty brandy bottle to an eye level. He seems to approve of the selection and begins to reach for an empty glass.
I was saving that for someone.
Pity. You know this is how it has to be.
His words come freely, absent of all doubt. He draws a long curved knife from his belt, smeared with fresh blood. With his left hand, he gently pins your sternum as he raises the knife in the other, its point dangling above your heart.
Prove it.
Theo slips the knife between your ribs and pushes it through. Layers of tissue separate with a brittle, papery stiffness, and blood wells up around the blade. A pulse of reflex causes you to drop your glass to the floor, and you hear it shatter. With the last of your strength, you take his knife in both of yours, a question radiant in your mind. For an instant, to your great surprise, the pathway to his mind is left open to you, unguarded, and the answer comes, simple, cataclysmic, in its reordering of your thoughts. As Lady Webb, you feel as though you have an answer you've searched for all your life, but in your own mind, her understanding lies just beyond your reach. You look at Theos with wide eyes of someone seeing for the first time and draw your last breath as a black, velvety darkness descends over you.
Smoke rises above the city walls in billowing plumes that blacken the sky like a storm. Behind the walls, the riots rage on. Known patrons of Animancy are forced into hiding as looters ransack their estates and make off with their possessions. Animancers are torn away from their families and dragged from their homes to be stoned to death in the streets. Word had spread immediately that Duke Avar had been assassinated, and that an Animancer was to blame. The city wasted little time in exacting revenge, and little effort into evaluating guilt. In the center of it all, Brackenbury Sanitarium burned. And down the lane, Hodred House, the last bastion of stability in the Deerwood, had fallen silent. Now safely outside the city gate, your path points eastward to Twin Elms, where Theos is bound, for reasons that remain mysterious as the leaden key itself.
Okay. Chapter 3. And I think this is a good point to stop the stream and continue next time. Have a nice night, ZRC. Try to get some sleep. Travel to Twin Elms. The Forgotten. Edelvan Bridge. Oh, this is the bridge, I think. Is this? Yeah. The man's hand rests lightly on the hilt of his flail as you approach. What is your business here with us? Does the name Bargosi mean anything to you? Yes, you're late, and we hate to be kept waiting. Don't let it happen again. Now, on the details of our arrangement, there's a loose plank on the southern end of the docks in Ondra's gift, near that sunken ship. Leave the payment there, gems and coins only. Gems preferably, they are much easier to carry than sacks of coin. Right, we'll take the payment and replace it with Engvithan relics of slight lesser value. I say lesser because we have to take our own fee first. We are doing all the work and taking the most risks, after all. There you have it, clean and simple. How do I know you won't just take the money and leave nothing in return? This arrangement works for a Maester Fusillo. It works for a Maester Ross. You don't like the deal? Walk away. Don't the clan Fattens get upset when they catch you looting Engvithan ruins? The elven woman sneers. If we do get caught, which doesn't happen often, we make sure the clan Fattens don't stay upset for very long. Witnesses are inconvenient. How do you know which relics are valuable? I'm quite knowledgeable about the Engvithan culture. If I say something is valuable, it is. Anverion hasn't been wrong yet either. Tell your master not to worry about us selling him junk. You managed to keep this arrangement going without ever being caught? Yep. The Vailian ambassador, Agosti, knows about us and is trying to shut us down. He's not as smart as he thinks, and besides, our patrons in the Republics are more powerful and influential. We don't have anything to worry about. I don't have any more questions. Good, give us about a week and we'll have something for you. Bad news, or a month. Bargosi's buyer isn't coming. Looks like the knights took him in for questioning. My guess is Agosti is behind it. So what's going on here? Who's this? He stares at you, his gaze hardening. Good question. Well, this is awkward. He knows too much. Kill him. Now these are all characters made by Kickstarter.
Yes.
No, I need something urgent.
Oh, I have new power. Dominion of the Sleepers. Ho ho ho! Plus 2 all stats for half a minute. That sounds very nice.
Wait.
Yeah?
You're not getting through me.
For Aethys! So much for you.
There we go. Sanguine Blade. Retaliate when hit by melee attack. Holy. Despite popular assumption, the Sanguine Blade was not named for its blood-spattered appearance. It was originally owned by a barbarian from Ravatai, and while his combat style did frequently leave the Sanguine Blade in need of good polishing, it was actually named after in reference of its owner's jolly nature. He was popular around town and in the taverns in the nearby port, where he was quick to buy his friends and visitors a drink and glad to hear news from abroad. However, his seemingly inexhaustible good humor was counterweighted by a hair-trigger temper, and it was said that none who actually saw him in bad mood lived to tell a tale. Oh, that's nice. Couple Grimoires and junk. Ooh, Arcane Dampener there, nice. Flame Shield. Alot must know almost like all the spells in the game already. At least the lower level ones. Let's go return this quest. Can I not actually get to the copper lane?
Hey.
As you cross the bridge, Alot draws up beside you. The fires of Defiant Pay cast a shivering, flickering light across one half of his face. The other is in darkness.
Please stop. I need to tell you something.
Go ahead.
I have not been entirely honest about my motives for traveling with you up to this point. When I finished my training in Adir, I was introduced to an organization. All I knew was that they were opposed to the unchecked spread of animancy, and that they could guarantee me postings far away from the Seathwood my father and his Earl. At that time, it was enough. In the early years, I thought of them as many things. Hooded men, prudent teachers, the Leaden Key. Their rules were strict, but their guidance was clear. I sincerely believe they wanted to keep Kith from the folly of their own foolish ambitions. I came to the Deerwood a little over a year ago. My orders were to gather information on animancy in the region.
Is everyone working for the Leaden Key, except me?
A senior contact met with me every few months to receive my reports and issue new leads. She sent me to Gilded Vale to keep an eye on events surrounding the local lord, but I lost track of her shortly after that. I don't know if she was reassigned, killed, or sacrificed the way you saw.
I may have killed him.
At the time you met me, I'd been on my own for a couple of months.
What did you want from me?
I needed some kind of direction. And after that scrape with the locals, I was ready to get out of town. But then you mentioned that you'd survived that Beowick, and I thought you might be able to put me back on the Leaden Key's trail. And I was correct in a way. What we found wasn't what I expected. I knew the Leaden Key was trying to stop animancy, but I didn't realize how far they'd gone. Murder, sabotage, abandoning entire districts to shambling horrors. And now the whole city is up in flames. I'm still not sure about animancy, but I know I've been following the wrong master. Please, accept my apology. And my service.
I am the true only one master.
Let me fight with you to stop Theos.
And what do you really expect us to do with this too-late confession? Trust you on your word?
With all your supposed extra senses, you let this happen? How like a watcher to miss what's right in front of his eyes because he's too busy dancing in the ether. I still feel kinda attached, even with the betrayal, He's got his way of taking offense that I really like. A tough one. Get out of my sight. If I ever see you again, I'll kill you. I'm keeping him. But I want you beside me, not behind me. I'm not asking you to trade one master for another.
That would be an honor.
His voice is solemn and quiet. Before we move on, I would like to discuss a few things. How exactly did you come to join the Leaden Key? As it often is with such follies, I was young and directionless. The Leaden Key promised some of the structure I was lacking, and they offered me a future far removed from the service of my father's Earl. Animancy is possibly even more controversial in Aedir than it is here. The practice has been outlawed for 600 years, but prohibition has a way of breeding curiosity. The success and relative acceptance of that animancy has found here and in alien republics spurred a renewed interest in Aedir. The Leaden Key began recruiting more aggressively, and I was in the final period of my training when one of my instructors reached out to me. As I said, it was a welcome departure from my father's plans, and after seeing a few of my colleagues abandon their studies in magic to pursue animancy in the republics, I was convinced that something needed to be done to stop the spread. Okay. Any thoughts on what I should do next? It seems this Theos and the Leaden Key are to blame. He smoothed his ropes. We've got to learn more about just what they are up to. That's all. Hey, Aedir, you have
Hope
something
I
to say?
didn't seem ungrateful back there in the battlefield. And you went out of your way.
It was important to you.
Got real close. Didn't expect that. And for a second, I thought I was gonna finally see some answers. Foolish, of course. And why should I get answers? There's a world of Aethasians out there, don't know if their god's been blown up. Still, man can't help looking back. Guess you'd know that well as anyone.
Aedir stares off, focusing on some distant thing, unseen and unrealized.
I might have turned my back on my god when he needed me. That's all I'll ever know.
You did what you had to do. Even if Waidwen was Eothas, his actions were destructive.
His actions didn't seem righteous enough for a god. That's why me and Woden had Widewind figured for a pretender. It didn't occur to me that my god might actually mean to do harm to his own. Something to think about, I guess.
Yeah. You may wanna think this through. Is everyone else coming? Or am I going alone?
Hey.
So, you could have actually lost Aloth right there. So I cannot go into the Defiance Bay anymore. Is that permanent? Hey Midnight Pearl, how's it going? Because that would mean I cannot complete that quest line, the Forgotten. Hey Psycho, how's it going? Let's go Durford. We should go actually home. Let's go back to Caed Nua. Fellow from Saint Waidwen has arrived, seeking employment. What? Let's kick that out. I'll take that. Fellow of Saint Waidwen. Oh, Aedir.
Say what you want about Dear Woodens. They haven't met the problem yet they couldn't solve by killing some scapegoats.
He flashes a hollow smile. You fight for the people because you see something there that deserves defending, even more so because someone you trust sees it too. Then you turn around and they do something like this, and the person who made you want to help them is gone. It is a bit Midnight Pearl. I usually do more builder and strategy games and management games. People never fail to disappoint without guidance. Not the ones around here. They're downright regular about it. 15 years ago they tried to kill all of the artisans. Then the legacy happened, and they worry that maybe those purges had something to do with it. So how do they fix it? More purges. Never thought I would find myself missing a hospitality back home.
Hey.
So let's go to Gate Newell. You can actually see my schedule here. It's always available there with the news command. So we are doing Pillars of Eternity today. We'll do Convoy and Blitzkrieg 3 tomorrow, and then Friday will be Rimworld. I don't know about the weekend yet.
Alright then.
I should have the cloak I bought in a box here. Hello, fellow. Everything seems to be in order. That's good. Oh, I have lots of stuff in here. Nope. Let's take it all. Ah, no, the crafting. Here. So what was this cloak about? Hero's Mantle. Ooh, retaliation when hit by a melee attack. I wonder if that stacks. No, it doesn't. Nothing stacks in this game. So I have a breastplate that gives that. I have a cloak that gives that, and I have an armor. What's the armor? No, it's not armor. It was something. I have 3 items that give me that. That is actually quite nice. But yeah, I'm gonna stop here today. We'll be back tomorrow with, like I said, Convoy and Blitzkrieg. And I'll continue this probably on Sunday or Monday. The Pillars. Now that we are in this Act 3 as well, so we'll probably be soon done with this. People are saying I'm like 70% into the game now. So we'll see, I guess. It's been nice to play. But anyways, thanks for all the follows and thanks for the donation earlier, Harald, and thanks for watching as well. So I'll see you guys tomorrow. So have a nice night.